CN Radio Network.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are live and we are simulcasting at prisonplanet.tv. We have an hour and 52 minutes left in the show today. And I'm about to go right back to your phone calls. We have Jesse Ventura joining us coming up later in the next hour, and we have Daryl Rundis in studio coming up in about 25 minutes. As promised, let's continue with your calls. Mark in Oregon. Mark, you're on the air. Welcome.
Hey, thank you, Alex. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon to you.
Thank you, Alex. Alex, this past Monday I was listening to a live broadcast of Rick Wiles' show, and he interviewed Congressman Steve King of the 5th District of Iowa. Congressman King sits on the Judiciary Committee, and he's been in Congress for about 7 years. He said that I believe this meeting was on that same Monday of the show, about 3 days ago. He said that in committee, Congressman Al C. Hastings, relative to the ongoing hate crimes legislation which is moving through Congress, that Congressman Hastings named off 30 different philias, as he termed them, such as pedophilia and various necrophilia, perhaps, I don't know. But 30 philias altogether, which he proposed and directed would be covered and protected in this upcoming hate crimes bill, which is moving very quickly here.
Oh, no, that's big news. That's confirmed. Reverend Ted Pike and others have pointed out the subsections. NAMBLA is involved. It actually protects pedophiles.
Yeah,
and so they want to come after you with hate crimes laws for pedophilia. Because that's who runs things, is the pedophile guilds. I mean, that's the dominant subgroup out there. It goes across racial and religious lines, but that's what we're talking about. And then also, more important than even that is, see, everybody's focused on the hate crimes bill, which is fine, but that's nothing. Because that says if you commit a crime, then we're going to charge you and prosecute you and give you 2 or 3 times more time in prison if you do it to the protected pedophiles or this or that group. The Cyberbullying Act is 1,000,000 times worse, and nobody's talking about this in the Liberty Movement, and I don't understand it. It's even in Reuters, and Hannah Montana's on TV pushing it, as her character to the kids, that if you, quote, bully someone, criticize someone online, say something that hurts someone's feelings, and that's what they do in Europe. They say, well, this could incite violence. This could hurt someone's feelings. You get arrested. A federal felony. In fact, guys, Google it for folks on screen. Hannah Montana, or use her real name. Her stage name also pulls it up. Pushes for Cyberbullying Act, and then read the Cyberbullying Act. This is the big enchilada. This just says no free speech. Period.
If you wanted to, I'm sure that Representative King would come on the show, because he offered an amendment in committee that same day, this past Monday, I believe, which would have excluded pedophiles in particular from having protections under this coming legislation. What happens, Alex, to the bills, to the state laws which prohibit this? I don't know if there are any federal laws which prohibit child molestation and child abuse sexually, but all 50 states must have strict laws against this. Is this upcoming hate crimes legislation in Congress, once it may be approved, is it going to supersede and negate the legality of all of the state laws?
Well, that's what the feds are doing. And look, I didn't ever imagine this. I never had an inkling that devil worshippers, pedophiles, sickos ran the New World Order. But when you actually study this, you find out that's who they are. And so, of course, they're trying to legalize in England sex with children as young as 10. And they want to arrest you if you criticize them. See, this is what they do. They arrest you if you criticize them. They come after your free speech. And that's why whether somebody is a black extremist or a Hispanic extremist or a white, racist or whatever, I don't agree with their views, but I'll fight to the death for their views. But see, they sell the general public in Europe and the U.S. and Canada and Australia and New Zealand where they're passing all this. Oh, you're not for Nazis that want to kill Jews, are you? You're not for Nazis saying that the Holocaust didn't happen. Well, whether you disagree with that idea or not, and whether it's despicable or not, which obviously, Hitler killed a bunch of Jews, and it's there's an attempt to say he didn't do any of that, which is ridiculous. But you have to fight to the death for people's rights to say that, because then the precedent's set for everything else. And we're going to put on screen right now. There's the Kurt Nimmo. Corporate media exploits teen idol to push cyberbullying bill. Put that Infowars.com story up on screen again, then click on the top of the second paragraph where it says Reuters. Because folks will see Infowars watching this on YouTube and Blip TV and say, oh, that's not real. Well, you click on Reuters, and then you can read the article where they say, oh, isn't it great? She's pushing to do this. This is going to be so wonderful. And then you go read the bill itself, and it actually says that if you criticize somebody, and they say it hurts their feelings, and they sign an affidavit, you go to prison. So this is just outrageous. Thank you so much for the call. Let's talk, and there it is. Miley Cyrus blasts cyber bullies. That's the real name of the teen idol. Miley Cyrus has a message for internet critics calling her fat. See, they write it like it's her personally. Cyberbullying can seriously scar people, leading them to hurt themselves. And so they go on to say, anything that hurts someone's feelings will be a federal felony. You can read, this is actually happening. They actually have bills introduced where if you're on the no-fly list, it's over 1 million people and being expanded to everything, no Second Amendment. See, this is all happening. No judge, no jury, indefinite detention for citizens, and you think it's for Al-Qaeda. And Obama's saying, I'm going to follow the Bill of Rights, indefinite detention. That's not following the Bill of Rights. That's a trick he's playing. Let's go ahead and talk to Dan in Vegas. Dan, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Hey, Alex. First off, I want to say, I love your show and stuff. And, I know there's been a lot of problems with YouTube lately. And somebody on the Prison Planet forums, another InfoWarrior, he bought the domain InfoWarsTV.com. And he's running it the same as YouTube. He's having videos on there and stuff. So people should. But
I believe that's just YouTube videos they post on there, though.
Well, it's all the videos, it's not just InfoWars videos, it's not just, your videos and stuff, but it's, all sorts of videos useful for the InfoWars.
But you're not listening to what I'm saying. I believe that, last time I checked that, it's posting YouTube videos.
Well, no, he actually has the video stored on the server.
Well, that's good. That's good. The problem is, I wonder if we link to that, whether they can handle the traffic. I mean, can they handle can they handle in one day a video getting 20,000 downloads?
Well, I'm pretty sure they can because, sorry.
Well, send me a link. Send me a link, and I'll check it out. Okay.
All right.
What's the name of it again?
InfoWarsTV.com. He has a pretty high bandwidth limit and stuff. He put a lot of money into it, so it should be able to handle all the traffic.
Maybe we should talk to him. Yeah, that's very exciting. Okay, thank you so much. Anything else?
And aside from that, just the whole cyberbullying act, I came across that before, when it first came around, on all the internet forums and stuff, and it's just absolutely insane how anybody can possibly just turn away from that. They're seriously trying to put people in prison for 2 years because you hurt somebody's feelings.
And that's each count, and hundreds of thousands in fines. I appreciate your call. For about 2 weeks since we learned of this, and then it was racing through Congress. I mean, it's got White House support and media icon support. The media is pushing this. I mean, I watched TV 30 minutes yesterday. I said this earlier in the show, and saw the news pushing the Cyberbullying Act and Hannah Montana. I know that's not her real name, but she's pushing it as the character. This is a PR stunt, and she's pushing it as Miss Cyrus, the real person. And people keep emailing going, why aren't you talking about the hate crimes bill? I am. We linked to it months ago. We've covered it. I covered it last week. That is nothing. I don't know how to explain this to people. That's bad enough. It says if you mug a heterosexual, then you get a year in jail. basically. But